How's it going? So, this one, decision making, I'm going to talk about sunk costs. It's very, very important to understand this principle to be good with decision making. And this is from accounting. You get it as part of decision making, accounting for management, decision making. Okay? So it's almost identical to escalation of commitment, but you will also kind of see why, for example, some player like League of Legends, for example, players, they can't quit the game because they have invested already so much into it, they cannot stop. Right? It also explains why, like, Elon Musk fans, they understand that he is a con man, he is like basically a scam artist, but they cannot quit because they already invested so much into it, right? So it's quite tricky to understand, but I will do my best to explain it. Okay, now I'm gonna link all of this in the description below so you can kind of read it by yourself. Okay, so let's look at it. So what does it mean sunk cost, right? So let's say you buy a machinery. Let's say you run a business, you run a machinery that manufactures phones. Okay, 60,000. You paid 60,000 for the machine. It manufactures phones. Now let's say technology. Well, let's look at non-touch phones. So this is like non-touch phones. Now technology has changed. Now everybody has a touch phone, right? So this machine is effectively useless at this stage, right? So somebody like you cannot use this because you cannot manufacture touch phones because there's no market for them anymore. Now you can scrap the machine for $1,000. Well, let's do euros. 1,000 euros, right? Now you have another opportunity who told you to. Okay, he said I can use engine from the machine, so I'm willing to pay you. Let's say 4,000 for the machine. And then another guy well, let's just stick to this. Okay. Now, what you should never, ever do is to say, yes, but I paid 6,000 for the machine. Why should I sell it for 4,000? This is a sunk cost error. If you're doing it this way, you're doing it wrong. Because at this point in time, the cost of the purchasing cost is no longer relevant. Because the market value of the machine is effectively zero. Right? Because this will be minus. Just to scrap a machine of that size is minus 1,000 euro for you, right? Well, in this case, let's say you can sell it to, I don't know, some dude who can, I don't know, scrap it. Like some cars, they pay you for your car, whatever, right? 1,000 euro. So that's actual market value of your machine at this stage. You should take this option here because it has higher payoff than this. The biggest mistake, again, I'm gonna go back to the same mistake, is that people compare this, and this. You have to understand that this is a sunk cost and is no longer relevant. Does that make sense? So at this point in time, you only have two decisions. Either 1,000 or 4,000. That's it. Right? At this point in time, you need to control your impulses and emotions. Because your brain will tell you, holy shit, I just paid 60,000 for 1 year and it's such a massive loss. What am I going to tell to my upper management? What the hell is going on? Do you know what I'm saying? But that's wrong. That is just wrong. Right? There are only two options in here. Either this one or this one. Now, where does that apply? Again, League of Legends. Let's look at League of Legends, right? Dude spent 8 years playing League of Legends, now he realizes, holy shit, the game is rigged. Right? Oh my god, the game is rigged. And there is no payoff. Now, you have two options. You can quit. Replace, right? Well, we're talking about hardcore, right? So, I mean, the guy really realizes, okay. And if I continue to do that, like my life is gonna get ruined, right? So previous time spent on the game is no longer relevant. Does that make sense? So the only two options you have is either quit or replace, right? Because if you continue to play, I mean, like realistically, what are you doing? Like you're trying, like, it's not gonna happen, basically, right? What I'm saying, it's not gonna happen, right? So the idea that you spend 8 years is no longer valid in here, right? It's like spending 60,000 on a machine that is now worthless, right? So it's the same. It's exactly the same trap, decision-making trap. That's why people defend, even though they understand. Does that make sense? Because I mean, the information I'm providing is perfectly factual. You can verify it. I mean, there are four patents. I mean, faker win rate. One sec. Yeah. So I mean, like look at this. I mean, this is the greatest player is the greatest of all time, and he has 41% win rate. I mean, how can you have a player of such caliber with such a win rate? It's just, and he's in Grandmaster, and last time he played was a day ago, so he's active on the account. Not like this account decayed. See what I'm saying? And he's playing against shitters. Grandmaster level is shitters for him. And yet here he is with 53% win rate. It has to be the system, right? There's no other way to explain it, right? So, I hope you understand the concept. Like, I'm not encouraging you to kind of make any decisions, but I'm just trying to kind of teach you the sunk cost that people get trapped by, and that leaves you to escalation of commitment, right? It's like there are some businesses who made bad decisions. Like, for example, let's say you have a scammer. He scammed you once. You lost $100,000, right? So let's look at them. Okay, so scammer, year 1, you lost 100,000, right? Now, scammer, year 2, he tells you, oh, you know, dude, no, that investment is definitely going to pay off. If you just give me a little bit more time, I promise you, the Hyperloop is gonna be done. So year 2, you're down another 75k. At this point, you have to cut it. Like, you have to cut, that's it. Because you have to say, dude, you know, I already spent 175k. It's not even close, right? So, but what happens is, because they get trapped in escalation of commitment and sunk cost, they said, okay, I already spent so much money. I have to make it work. I have to make it work, right? So they get trapped by this, right? And they continue to, you know, it goes to year 2, year 3, they're now down additional, I don't know, 56,000. You know, year 4, it's like additional 78,000, and it keeps going until you're just finding yourself. And this keeps, it's kind of like, the best term about it is some people who are addicted to casino gambling. You know, the one-arm bandit. Where's that machine? One sec. Yeah, this machine here. You see? Now they're not playing the game for the wins anymore. They are playing to get the money back, right? So that's the sunk cost. That's the problem with escalation of commitment, right? So that's why you see a lot of this strange behavior manifesting itself. So how do you shut it down? How do you shut it down, right? If you made a bad investment, you need to exit as soon as possible. For example, right? Somebody tells you, okay, you play in the game, they tell you game is rigged. It's like it's drugs. Do you know what I mean? Get out of it straight away. That's it. Just say, okay, I'm out. See you later, right? Somebody tells you, okay, you've been taking some kind of supplement, and scientific research tells you, okay, if you take this supplement long term, you're gonna have issues, health issues. Stop it instantly, like a boom, out, right? But the best one is, of course, is to do your research. Use that, like, there is a reason why I put the decision making. Do you remember the Benjamin Franklin decision making tool? Pros and cons, where you draw the table in favor, against, right? Because you see, this forces you to do research, to kind of learn what a credible resources are, right? And then make an accurate decision, so that you do not, like, the best way I can put it is, prevention is better than the cure. Right? So we're trying to prevent you from getting into the sticky situation. Right? That's the best solution. Like, you've done your research, you can, before buying a non-touch phone machine, right, you've done your research and you understand that, okay, technology is moving into the touch phones, most likely. So this machine, unlikely to last for more than 1 or 2 years. Can we sell enough to justify the cost of the machine? If the answer is no, you don't buy it. Does that make sense? Otherwise, you're gonna be down. What are you gonna be down, like 54K? Unless you made enough revenue, it's just not gonna be worth your time. So that's the sunk cost, basically, fundamentally, right? So do not factor in shit that has already happened in the past. So just focus what's in front of you and be like, okay, so what are my 2 options that are available in here, right? Because you cannot sell this machine for 60. You cannot go back in time. Like with League of Legends, it's the same shit. You cannot go back 8 years and stop yourself from reinstalling the game, right? Stop yourself from installing the game, right? You can only move from today. And from today, like, you know the game is rigged. It's not even, like, the only reason why I'm playing is because you're addicted. I'm 99% sure. 99% sure. I mean, most of you guys already quit anyway, so I'm just trying to kind of explain not to get trapped by this decision-making, psychological. Humans get trapped by it a lot. Like, they do get trapped by it a lot, so I'm trying to kind of show you how. Yeah, very, very good example. If you find yourself in a hole, stop digging. Right? Stop digging. That's it. So, I don't know, memorize it somehow or whatever, but like that's, you can read it yourself. It's pretty good. Very, very important concept, okay? Take care. Bye-bye.